Luke, you had so many news stories at the beginning of the before the show started.
And I'm done.
Okay, cool. Tyler, what do you got for news stories?
Doing my job great.
Good job, Luke.
All right. I did my job 5 minutes ago. What I find the most interesting news story of the week, Xbox is getting a browser update to support Google Stadia and Amazon Luna. That seems important. I don't really know how yet, but it seems, I don't know. It's weird.
It's so weird because both of the pitches of those services are, hey, you don't need a console, $300 console to play games.
But we're going to give you the ability to play them on your console through your browser. I don't know. It feels important though. I don't really know how yet, but it feels important.
You know why it feels important? Because we've seen just in this last year, we've seen Apple do things like block apps like xCloud, right?
Yeah.
You've seen Microsoft actually being barred out of places where they would be competition, and they are now actually saying, doors are open.
Us. Yeah, come to us.
It is a really interesting move, and I don't quite understand it yet, but I think that's why I think you're right. It feels important because of that.
Yeah, it just seems like a big deal, and I think it just doubles down on Xbox's like, we want you to be able to play with your friends no matter what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It'll be fun to keep an eye on that.
It will. More gaming news. And Microsoft news. The EU regulators approved Microsoft's acquisition of ZeniMax / Bethesda. So that
change.
That has now that $7.5 billion purchase is like actually green light.
It's like half of what GameStop is worth.
Yeah, right. So I would expect lots of news in terms of like, well, I think we'll start to finally see like, okay, when we talk about things like exclusivity, here's what we mean.
Yeah.
I expect those kind of stories here in the next
few weeks.
I'd say month and a half, yeah.
Also, I did see this today. I guess I could have written this down. I don't know. It's not a huge story, though, but I guess Xbox has not announced all their 2021 games for Series X.
Yeah. Yeah, they've stated that there are games that are coming out that they've not announced. And
this year, yeah.
Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, oh, well, Breath of the Wild action here. You can announce things like a month before they come out. Like, that's how Nintendo does things.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
And it works. I think
works great for Nintendo.
I think they are Xbox is finally understanding how easy it is to get burned on things. And they've gotten burned in the past. Luckily, they're a big enough company that it doesn't typically hurt them that much.
Yeah.
But there is a certain amount, especially these days with you don't have things like E3, of just being like, hey, we're going to announce something and you can play it soon. Right? Like,
yeah.
And it is available on the Xbox store right now.
That is like one.
Dude, I could do it. I could work for Microsoft. And
those are my
things.
Absolute favorite announcements, though.
Even
if I don't play it, I just think that's so cool. Like nothing, like a game will never be as high as the hype of its announcement.
No.
And so to be able to announce a game and then say, "Oh yeah, by the way, you can play it tonight."
Didn't they do that with Apex?
Yeah, kind of. But
I know it wasn't exclusive.
It leaked, but yeah.
Yeah.
Someone leaked it on Reddit like 2 days before it came out or a week. It was a week before.
Yeah.
There was rumors like 2 years prior though too. Like somebody's like, they're making a battle royale, and everybody's like, this dude's crazy. And then 2 years goes by, and it comes out, and they're like, I told you. And all their friends have since moved on and threw away their tinfoil hats at that point. But no, I just think I think it's a great way to announce games. Honestly, to be like, hey, we're doing this, and you can play it tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, Apex was announced officially the day before its release.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Apex.
What?
See what I did there?
Yeah.
Slid right into...
That was awesome.
Yeah. Slid into those DMs.
Nope, that's not what I did.
Oh.
Maybe I did. So, yeah, we got... this week, we have a new limited time collection event happening in Apex around Caustic and Kings Canyon.
Chaos Theory.
Chaos Theory, yeah.
That's the name of the event.
Yes. So lots of new skins. The map gets changed up a bit. There's new mechanics with the ring closing in over time and new rings just popping up and those rings expand.
And there's new buffs and nerfs and all kinds of craziness. It looks like a huge update for an event. Usually they're not this big, I don't think, but
maybe we should stream some.
We should do that.
You should do that.
I will do that.
Let's do that.
Okay.
All right.
I'm in. Yeah, no, the event looks cool. I hate caustic gas, so I'm so pissed that they turned water treatment into it.
You just have to pick caustic.
So I have 2 bones to pick with Respawn right now. One, caustic and freaking caustic gas. It's getting nerfed into the ground, but they're making it an event, which I guess it's probably like here's our olive branch.
Right.
But I hate caustic gas. I'll say it again, I hate caustic gas. And then please get me off of Kings Canyon. Please, like, it's a good map. I'm tired of playing it. Like, it's the ranked split right now. Take me somewhere else. Please. Anywhere. Tired of getting 5th partied all the time.
But it is really interesting that that map is still around when it. I mean, that was the original map, and it's stuck around. And World's Edge has gone away right now. So
which is probably the best map.
I wouldn't be surprised if mid-season they do a little switcheroo they throw it back in the rotation as it was last season. Probably not anything. Because my guess is it's getting a little retooled.
Oh, I'm sure.
I bet they save that for the next season, and mid-season it just comes back in as on the
ranked cycle or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think this event looks cool though. The skins look sweet. Rampart has a really cool skin that they showed today. I think it's called like Deathbringer maybe. I don't know. They continually find ways to balance and make their game so good. I have no doubt that what they're doing is going to be great. The meta will probably shift a little bit, I think, with this. Like right now, shotguns are in, and I know Mastiff's getting nerfed.
It's just going to be
that triggers me a little bit as a person that probably plays the most Destiny at the table. Hearing shotguns is just like
yeah, they're going to shift the meta a bit. It's going to be
maybe they'll add stasis.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if there was a character that had freezing abilities?
Constant freezing abilities, so that never goes away, and everybody.
It'd be like Rampart on. I mean, not Rampart. It'd be like Revenant on steroids.
Well, I mean, Fuse kind of does. If you can trap somebody with your fire, you can't go anywhere.
Yeah, the problem is that's his ult. Imagine if it was his.
Just a normal. Ooh, that'd be brutal. I don't think they're smart enough to not.
No, and it's not that kind of game. So
yeah, no, it'll be fun. I'm excited about it. Anytime Apex does something, I get excited. So
yep, it's also coming out on Switch this week.
Yeah, that's the bigger story here. I think they released a gameplay trailer for Apex Legends on Switch, and
it looks like a Switch version of the game.
It looks like a Switch version of Apex. So
running at 720p, baby.
I'm imagining some 10-year-old playing with those Joy-Cons, like.
It doesn't look very crisp.
No, but props to them for actually showing.
They're actually doing it. I mean, they said they were going to, and they did it. So
it's.
I won't be
again for a free to play game. You want to be as many places as possible.
Yeah.
So that makes
somebody's parents will give their kid $10.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For a battle pass, it'll happen.
Yep.
I'll get Dana to play it on the Switch. See if she'll join me.
Yep.
She'd be like,
carry her to a W.
In sadder gaming news today, it was revealed that V1 Studios, or V1 Entertainment, is shutting down. So this was the developers behind Disintegration.
I did not hear this.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah. Breaking news to you guys.
That sucks.
So that's unfortunate. Disintegration launch did not go well. And didn't really kind of catch on anytime. It sounds like they were working on some other stuff, but I mean, at this point, this is just all my speculation. my guess is that in the early stages of stuff, they just couldn't probably get funding from a third party for another game, and so it was just easier to cut the cord.
Do we know where any of these people are landing?
So the positive spin on this, or the not spin, but the positive news out of this is that they've this was not one of those things where it was like, hey, we're letting you know today that you don't have a job. They've been working over the past couple months to relocate as many people as they can and are continuing to do that.
That's good.
So the writing, I think they all knew the writing was kind of on the wall for a while, and so they have been managing that process. And
I'd be grabbing those concept artists.
Yeah,
I would be grabbing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have some really cool stuff. I was hoping to see more. One of their hard surface or hard texture artists released some work he had done for DLC Graph Cycles that looked really cool. I wish you wish it could have gotten in the game. You hate to see studios close down.
Yeah.
The plus side is that they were a small studio, so there's not a ton of people that they have to relocate.
Yeah.
Still sucks they have to relocate anyone, but it sounds like they are making the best efforts to do that. So yeah,
that's sad.
There's the sad gaming story of the week.
Well, there's one other gaming story I have that actually Brett shared with us this week. Aliens Fireteam was announced.
Oh yeah. God, it feels like 5 weeks ago.
What in the Gears of War? Like the suits, all of it. Looks like Gears of War. I'm excited about it.
Or does Gears of War look like Alien?
I mean, sure.
Kind of. Does most modern sci-fi use Alien as a reference? Yes. Let's just be honest.
Just even from like the gameplay looks similar to Gears.
No,
I was like, oh, that's weird.
It is a little.
It's weird to see. But I'll play this.
Yeah, this looks like a lot of fun. This looks like a good co-op game.
I hope it's like an arcade game, kind of how like that Star Wars one that just came out was.
Squadrons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks cool, but I don't know if I want to drop like $60. Or maybe it'll be on Game Pass.
It'll probably be on Game Pass.
That'd be nice.
Alien Isolation is.
Good point.
I need to play that game. I heard that
I should too. I hear it's really freaky.
I heard that game is really good, except that it's like 6 hours too long.
Brutal. People are upset that this is not a sequel to that.
It got really good, yeah. Alien Isolation got really good reviews, and I think it did pretty well.
When is Fireteam coming out?
It's available on the Xbox Game Store.
Why did I think it was? I thought it was sometime middle of this year. You know how to use the iPad, Tyler?
Yeah, my wife's been using it.
We shall not reveal her.
2021. It's coming out this summer.
Okay.
I like my take. It's available right now.
In collaboration with Disney's 20th Century Games.
Did that get changed recently?
I think so.
Probably.
Go back. So.
Yeah, so that looks like a fun game. We'll definitely be checking that one out.
Yeah.
Any other gaming news?
No. Movie news.
Movie news, though.
Movie news. I got 2 stories besides the main one to talk about.
Did you see that A Quiet Place Part 2 got a new release date?
I did.
It didn't get delayed. It got moved up.
Heck yeah. Hopefully we get more of those announcements.
So yeah, it is now coming May 28th. And this does not surprise me with the fact that A, vaccine distribution is going quite well here in the U.S., and B, Paramount Plus announced which we talked about last week, announced their 45-day window.
Have you guys looked at Paramount Plus?
Not yet.
Mm-mm.
Holy cow.
Is it good?
It has a lot. CBS All Access has rolled into it.
Gosh darn it.
So you get like all the Star Trek stuff. You get The Stand that CBS did. There's a lot on there. I was really surprised. It's good. Nickelodeon, which, whatever. But I was looking at it. It was promoted on Xbox, and I clicked on it. And I was like, "What's all in here?" Because I don't know what they have. And I started looking, and I was like,
we'll be getting all the future
I
Avatar
forgot
stuff.
they owned all this stuff.
And the Destiny anime.
They own a lot.
Yeah, they do.
And like, it didn't even cross my mind. They had the MCU first.
Yeah.
Yeah, they blew that. Oh my gosh.
Still, the craziest story ever to me is that it sold to Disney. Disney put out Thor: The Dark World, the first Disney MCU movie, and everybody's like, "Oh no!" And then they put out Winter Soldier, and everybody's like, "Okay, we're in good hands.
We good.
Yeah. I mean, Thor: The Dark World was a transition movie. Nobody knew what they were doing yet.
Mm-hmm.
You're not wrong.
But no, Paramount Plus, that's quite a bit. I was kind of surprised by it.
When are we getting that split account?
Yeah, let's talk about that after.
We're not splitting it.
I'm not worried about any Paramount executives listening to this podcast. But if you do, I have some ideas. I'd love to pitch to you.
Let's talk. More movie news. Pepe Le Pew was cut from Space Jam 2.
Yes, he was. And fun fact for anyone who's going to get up in arms about this, he was cut over a year ago. Not just recently because of other things.
Yeah.
Are people upset about this?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, people are pissed
Why?
because he got canceled because he's a horn dog.
Okay. I saw it on Twitter and I was just like, oh, this is a non-story, and I just kept going.
That was my thought too. But then I saw like people reacting to it, and I was like, wait, what? We're actually upset about a fictional cartoon character?
Oh, that's not the only Space Jam character people are upset about.
What?
Lola Bunny.
Lola Bunny, her redesign is not nearly as...
It's not sexy enough.
Yeah.
And people are upset.
If you're listening to this, I want to just describe Luke's face right now. His eyes are closed. He's leaning on his hands. I think he's going to yell something into his...
He's not going to yell. He's just going to breathe it out for a second.
Yeah. He's very disapproving. He has a disapproving face.
I think that's a non-story as well, but I mean...
I agree.
This is why I hate people. People are so dumb.
I think people
Goose Fraba. Okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
There's a bigger conversation there, but we don't need to have that.
For sure.
My story is not on...
You gotta change those settings, bruh.
I need to get this, throw it over there.
Here, I'll take it.
No, don't take my phone.
Luke got a new phone now.
Well, I did.
The other movie story I have is that Steven Spielberg and the Duffer Brothers are making Stephen King's The Talisman for Netflix. Steven Spielberg's involvement is more his Amblin Entertainment.
Sure, he's gonna be a producer.
He's a producing credit. I don't know. The Duffer Brothers do good with Stranger Things. We'll see how they do with this.
This I think this is probably this news I think is probably the, I'll say, nail in the coffin for Stranger Things in terms of season 5 being its final one, which they've talked about, but we all know how studios are with money bags.
Well, and I think part of the problem too is they've just taken too long, and the kids have kind of grown out of it.
Yeah.
At this point, and to keep, I mean, you can't keep going year gap.
There'll be a Stranger Things spin-off in a different town.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
And there'll be executive producers.
This sounds
and
cool. I
from
think
it.
some of the adaptations of King's work have been hit or miss.
It's such an interesting.
There's a lot of misses. There's more misses than there are hits. But I'm always glad to see fresh talent take on those kind of challenges.
Well, when you churn out 50 books a year, and
true.
people make your stuff,
well,
you're
if you
gonna have a
do
lot of
as much cocaine as he did, you can put out that many books.
Is that what we're missing?
Yes.
No. I don't think we're missing that.
Oh.
But
okay.
Yeah, no. The Duffer Brothers doing a movie. Be interesting to see how it turns out.
It will.
I'll watch it. That's all I got before the big one.
Okay, one last thing.
Big one.
We was also announced today that the show Kim's Convenience is ending after its 5th season. after the showrunners.
What is that?
Left.
I don't even know what that is.
Okay, well, I hadn't really heard about it, but I was seeing some strong, like, lots of sad reactions on Twitter about it.
What
I think
was
it's
the
a
show?
Kim's Convenience.
What was it on?
I want to say Netflix.
Wow, I'm on Netflix a lot and I don't know what it is.
I may be wrong about that. But it had a pretty loyal following and kind of. They were planning on more seasons, but when the showrunners left to go work on other stuff, they felt like they couldn't create the other seasons at that high level of quality. So, yeah. I don't know.
That dude's name makes me laugh.
So yeah,
James
there's
Ginn?
there's that news story. I didn't think probably either of you had heard about it, but
Nope,
I just saw
definitely
something
haven't.
about it. Thought it was on a slow news week. Worth mentioning.
I have 0 stories.
Crushed it.
All right, so now we got to the big news.
The big
one.
hitter. The conspiracy. Put your hats on, boys. We're going into it.
Is HBO Max.
There's an app for a hat, right?
Is Warner Brothers
Yeah, I can see.
intentionally sabotaging Zack Snyder's Justice League? That's the question we have to answer today.
Can
Just
I
kidding.
answer it right now?
We're not going to.
Can I answer it?
Sure, yes, Tyler.
No!
Okay. The answer is no.
Interns are stupid and they make mistakes.
So,
Remember what I said earlier about Lola Bunny?
Mm-hmm.
so
I don't like people. I don't like...
you struggle with people.
Yes. I really do. I don't want to talk to people. Well, you guys are cool.
Oh, nice.
Thanks, man.
I just don't like dealing with stupid people, I guess.
Yeah.
And like... I just hate conspiracy theorists. They're the most ridiculous. There's been enough conspiracy theories over the past couple of weeks, months.
Years?
But yeah.
I'm really just focusing on the past couple of months.
Yeah, sure.
That tracks.
I don't need this one in my life. People just want people to talk. People want to feel bad because their movie didn't come out 4 years ago whenever it's supposed to come out.
Yeah. The real quick, the story on this is that if you, for a brief period of time, if you went on HBO Max and you tried to play Tom and Jerry, which we reviewed last week,
Epic failure of a movie.
it would actually play Zack Snyder's Justice League. Which is hilarious because I don't know, like, the cross population of people like wanting to see Tom and Jerry and are like, I'll just watch this.
It was probably the little girl from Wreck-It Ralph feeding the pancakes or whatever. It's like,
It's so funny to me to think that, like, some parent sat down with their kid, like, yeah, we're going to watch Tom and Jerry. And they turn it on and they're like, oh, no. Oh, no. And they're, like, trying to cover their kid's eyes. Like, what is this? Like, is this just the opening of this movie? And then they get kicked off of it.
It's partially live action, so maybe it's right.
Batman's in this? And he says the F word? What? Are you serious?
it's the first 10 seconds of the movie. It shows Batman, he's just like,
Dude, it's going to be him, like, getting up out of a chair. He's going to be like, ugh. F-bomb.
It's going to be his line from the normal Justice League, where he's like, something's definitely bleeding, except it's something's definitely bleeding. People are going to be like,
This is so much better. Snyder's a god. No, I don't think they're trying to sabotage this thing. Look, as much as fans are invested in this, the studio's doubled down on it.
Yeah.
They wouldn't do this to themselves on purpose. Self-sabotage.
my favorite
It's
conspiracies
just such a dumb idea.
are the people that are like, this is AT&T and HBO Max's movie, it's not Warner Bros. How dumb are you?
When do we tell them that that's one
That's
thing?
the same company.
Say, when do we tell them that's one company? Yeah, I don't know. And, like, the problem with it, too, is, you know, Ray Fisher's on board with this whole idea that they're trying to sabotage the movie. All these different things. Look, the relationship between Warner and Zack may have soured, but it's been repaired. It seems that there's something there now that wasn't before. I just cannot see that they would do this on purpose.
There's something that wasn't there before. Sorry, Beauty and the Beast fan here.
Can we just?
I don't know where that came from.
I think our next episode should just be Luke singing all the Beauty and the Beast.
I think if we do that too much, we will get a copyright strike.
We're gonna finally get Disney's attention. All right,
Brett's got some ideas.
And Luke and Tyler are his bodyguards.
And I support all of them. I don't even care what they are. It can be a sequel to The Last Jedi. I'm behind it. Yes. Whatever it is.
So, from this leak thing that happened today, some people have been spoiling the movie. Do not go looking for spoilers if you don't want to see them.
There are certainly things out there.
Usually I can avoid superhero movie spoilers because I follow enough sports stuff that I don't see it. But I did see a picture of a character that is in the movie that a lot of people will be really excited to see. The only thing I will say is I think people will be pleased with the look of that character.
Yeah. I saw something as well.
I've never been disappointed with any of the looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say
something he does. That's not where my worries are.
I will agree that what I saw, I was like, oh.
Was it the same thing I saw?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I saw a portion of the nightmare sequence.
I saw a leaked trailer.
I was like, that seems really interesting.
Really?
And some of the characters that were in there surprised me.
Yeah, I saw another trailer that I just leaked.
Was there a mohawk involved?
Maybe.
Yeah, I know what you saw. Yeah.
And someone who's not coming back for Aquaman 2.
Prediction.
Yeah, no, I saw a character that has been heavily rumored that I think people will be excited to see. It's pretty cool. The design is pretty solid. So, yeah, I mean, look, I'm still excited about this.
Yeah.
What are they going to spoil? We already know the story.
I was going to say, there's...
No. It's a totally different movie.
No, it's a nightmare scene added in for an hour to a 2-hour movie.
It's a different
movie.
And
then there's another hour of just backstory for the characters.
But we get the bat tank.
That makes it instantly better.
Yeah. Now, it's called the War Machine.
I did see...
I thought War Machine was a Marvel.
Yeah, they're going to fight in it.
So I definitely saw something that intrigued me even more so than leaks and things like that. And grain of salt, this is just on Twitter. Twitter.com is a free app and it shouldn't be, but you always find some cool things. Somebody said that critic buzz is kind of going around about this and that it's pretty positive.
Nice.
And I was like, what? Snyder's getting positivity from critics? I don't know if it's true. I'm very curious to see when that embargo lifts what kind of Rotten Tomato score this has, because I think it's going to be all over the map.
BVS was very positive, and so was Justice League. And Suicide Squad.
That's true. Usually when people are like, it's going to be bad, that's
and Wonder Woman 84, and that's like, what, 55 to 60 now? Obviously, it's better than a lot of the other ones, but...
Yeah, who knows?
I've had to learn to not trust that at all.
Yeah, I said take it with a grain of salt.
Yep,
yeah,
you did.
I do think it's interesting that buzz is starting to happen, and this thing has been kind of a myth for a while. Now it's real. Now we're a week away.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of crazy. I'm excited. I like these characters, so I'm excited to see them again.
Same.